this economy sucks. Sometimes people have to get a roommate, and sometimes that roommate is terrible. Welcome back to Two Daddies Judging Baddies, where we read internet stories and then we judge people. On today's episode, we have terrible roommates.
I've had them.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a roommate. I've had forced mates.
You didn't stay in the same camp with people, and, the camp was,
That's what I'm saying, like forced mates. Like bro, when my brothers, so I moved out of my parents' house when I was 16. I went to go live with my brothers. They had a house. And they would just have some random homeless guy there just living. And I mean,
he was cool as fuck, though.
Fuck yeah, he was. They usually got prescribed drugs. And at this point, neither of my brothers did drugs. So I just walked back there. I remember they had one guy, I can't remember what his name is, but he was like 6'2". His body was just destroyed. You know what I'm saying? He had long white hair, and we've talked on the podcast about Mike not being the most, upstanding person when he was young. But I remember after doing all the bath salts that I talked about on Mike and Dylan Hate Drama, the bath salt day, I went to him because I was like, I can't sleep. And he was the one that gave me a bunch of trazodones. And then I slept for 3 days straight.
Nice. You had to recover.
Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna. At first I was like, man, this is great. This is a great feeling. And then the guy who gave it to us, when he came back, he had shaved his head. And he was just and I was like, oh God, is that what we look like? And that's when I was like, I'm gonna make the executive decision to not touch these anymore.
Two daddies, judging baddies.
All right, so Dylan has the first story for today. We do have our viewer submission segment, and our nice guy segment is the same segment because someone was like, hey, this is a submission, read it in a nice guy voice. And if you guys do that, then, well, if we have one for every episode, you get this voice every episode.
Well, it is going to be a continuing segment, right? Even if they don't provide it?
It's so hard to find them, though.
Yeah.
It's just because someone posting as a nice guy, if someone submits a story and they're a nice guy, you don't know that. They don't know that. So they'll submit them in different threads and stuff like that, unless a Redditor has shared it to a subreddit where they're like, oh, nice guy doesn't notice that he's a nice guy, or this guy doesn't know that he's the villain. Then they're just so egregiously hard to find.
All right, so this one we're going to start out with, my flatmate offered me a bro job.
A bro job, I assume, is similar to a gaycation.
Probably. But also it could just be like, bro, come work with me, bro. He's a surfer instructor. I'm
really sorry that I spoiled this, but that's what I thought too. A bro job. I thought it was like a tech company. I even included a comment because someone, I'm not going to include comments unless they're good. Dylan will. Dylan's really good at getting comments when he's gathering stories. But that one, when I read that one, I was like, samesies.
All right. So I'll start it off with the beginning so that we can cut all that out. My flatmate offered me a bro job. So I've been living with this guy since August and everything seemed pretty chill. We watched the same kind of shows and have similar interests, so I thought I had made a mate and finally a normal flatmate. Recently, I decided to smoke some weed and watch the Vince Staples show. Have you seen that one?
Nope.
I don't know.
All right.
It's a great show in my opinion, and he joins me and asks for a few puffs, which is cool. Eventually he falls asleep and I just carry on watching until 3 a.m. when I decide to go to sleep. As I get up, he wakes up and just makes regular conversation. After a minute or two, I tell him I'm going to head to bed and wish him a good night. Tell me why, as I'm on the toilet.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Tell me why.
I never wanna hear you say, I want it that away. Future endeavor. Look at that right there. Bam.
Shitty karaoke.
Fuck yeah. Mike and Dylan make music. That's the next venture.
All right. So tell me why, as I'm on the toilet high as fuck at 3 a.m., this guy asked me if I want a blowjob. Even after declining, he doubles down and says to just let him know if I ever reconsider.
That's a Blumpkin.
Yeah, that is a Blumpkin.
That's a Blumpkin.
That was a weird term that I found on whatever it is.
Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, I was like,
I remember there was this girl I was hitting on, and then she, like, I'm like trying to poop and stuff, and she was like, "Ooh, let me come in." And then all of a sudden she was ugly to me then.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you could sit there and do that with that, like, no.
Like, I mean, I'll take one of those anytime, but that's like the least opportune time to pull that trick off. Like,
I would never accept one during that time. Like,
well, no, I'm just saying, like, it sounds good all the fucking time, but like, if you're gonna rate them on like the worst time, like that's not a time that is like, yes, I would still love one, but no, let's just wait a minute until I get out of here.
All right, give me like 20 to 45 minutes. God, I'll be done.
I'm in the middle of a really good fucking game right now.
That's right.
All right, so I should have mentioned, but yeah, he's obviously gay. But also, I have a girlfriend who comes around almost every week. I don't know why that matters at all. Your girlfriend comes around whenever, like you're
kind of sounds like you would accept it if you didn't have a girlfriend coming around every week.
Like let me go a month in a dry spell and I'll consider it. No.
I didn't even really pick up on that line.
Yeah,
like,
when I read it, because these ones are short, so like as I was like doling them out for the episode, I just read this one over and I was like, that's a weird way to put that. Like, he's obviously gay. I have a girlfriend. End of sentence. Should be. But then he continues with, who comes around almost every week. What, are you afraid she's going to walk in while you're getting a Blumpkin?
Right.
Like, what is your reservation about getting a Blumpkin?
Wait, baby. No.
He just does this to relax me. It helps the whole process.
Right. Yeah. It's how I poop. It relaxes. Please relax your anus.
See, I think a blowjob is relaxing. I think a Blumpkin would not be relaxing. Like, it would actually impede the process at hand.
Yeah. Now I just feel weird. Like, feeling doo-doo on my butt while getting a blowjob. Just like, that's not a.
And then add it being a dude.
Yeah.
Like, then the awkwardness of this just increases. Never had a gay roommate, but I imagine that would be a thing that would get randomly like, oh, if you're just, you're a little horny and you just want a blowjob, I'll let you, no.
So imagine just not being the gay roommate, but just being like, yeah, man, I know you're gay. So if you like, sometimes you ever want to come in and suck a dick.
Well, that's what I thought a bro job was going to be. Like, he wasn't like full on gay. It was just like, oh, we're just two dudes and we're horny. So like, that's what I was thinking it was going to be. And then he's like, obviously he's gay.
Well, I thought he offered him a terrible tech job or something like that.
All right. So what the fuck do I do now? It's made me really uncomfortable and basically made me rethink the living situation. I used to cook meals for like 3 days, but because I work out a lot and let him have some, now even that seems odd to me. That does not seem odd. The blowjob on the toilet seems odd.
Now that I'm cooking him food, he's probably all swooned and shit by my immaculate cooking. That's why he wanted to suck my dick.
I might let him give me a blowjob while I cook.
Right. It's way better than when you have doo-doo on.
Watch out for the bacon splatter. All right. He's also starting to send me good morning messages like he's my girl or something. To be frank, this happened before, but with a girl, so I decided not to live with women anymore. But this is just as bad, if not worse.
If his name's not Frank, is that stolen valor?
Well, he put TBF, and I don't know what else that would be.
To be fair?
To be fair. To be frank, it's just
okay.
Same thing. Same thing. All right, and then from Botox Betty says, I really thought he offered you a job in Silicon Valley.
That's what I thought too. He's like offered me like a bro job, like, I don't know, we were going to go sell NFTs to people. And then I was like, oh, this is different.
See, I read the blowjob, like bro job as blowjob. So I just assumed it was going to be like, we're not gay. Like, it's just something we do. And
I think there's one story that I printed out. It's not for either of these, but it's like it was a story about a guy. He's like, he gets drunk and then like he fantasizes about dudes or something like that. And he's like, what's going on? Should I stop drinking? I was like, no, you should probably
just suck a dick if you want.
Yeah,
to, I guess.
You should be gay. You should probably be gay. If someone's like, yeah, only like, it's so crazy when I get drunk, like I just want to have sex with guys.
What is it? A drunk man's words or a sober man's thoughts?
Right.
So yeah, you're probably just a little curious there. Go for it.
Roommate admitted to my girlfriend that he had feelings, and now I'm single. Nice. Recently, during my spring break, my girlfriend started to act really weird towards me, and it seemed like she almost didn't want to talk with me. Well, after 3 years of being with her, I told her that I could tell something was off and we needed to talk about it. So eventually, we meet up and I confronted her about avoiding me and hiding things. That is where she admitted to having spent all this time with my roommate. What do you think they were doing? It? Probably. I considered him to be one of my best friends at this point, and I really didn't want to believe what I was being told. I asked her if she had developed a romantic interest for him, and she told me that she had. Worst part of it all, though, he had admitted his feelings for her as well, and they were hanging out even after that point. I asked her if she would stop talking to him if we could continue to date, and she said no. If we continue to date. Okay, so she was like, hey, he's like, I will continue to date you if you stop talking to him. She's like, I don't want either one of those things.
I want the grass that's greener on the other side, and then he'll beat me.
Right. So now, not only did I break up with my girlfriend of 3 years, I have to continue to live with this guy for the rest of the year. That sucks.
No, you don't.
Yeah. We also signed a lease together for the next year, but I'm in the process of figuring out how to get out of that currently. I would rather cut those people out of my life than continue to hang out with them, but being in this situation showed me how much I truly have a bad roommate. It just felt like a dark humor rom-com. It just feels like a dark... It just has all felt... That's why I got fucked up. It has all felt like a dark humor rom-com at this point. Best comment is you got to get you got to fuck the roommate now, bro. That's the only thing you make it. Like if you walked in and your wife is cheating on you, okay? The only way you handle that situation, you got to fuck the dude. Like I'm bending him over. I'm going to Pound Town. Because then, like in no way, shape, or form can you be like, yeah, I stole your girl, bro. Really? Because I fucked you in the ass.
So you just like alpha dog him?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, like I'm king shit.
We're fucking now?
Yeah, and then my wife tries, you watch. You sit here and watch.
You cuck in the corner.
Right.
And then she's just like super excited about it.
Right. She's like, oh God, this
is
this is a fetish I didn't know I had.
Can we do this again sometime?
No, I'm leaving you, whore. This isn't even enjoyable sex for me.
I mean, I looked a little.
Right. And she's like, you did maintain a erection the whole time.
I forced it. It was
so tough. Really, because it looked the most solid erection I've ever seen.
Did you see the Lost My Taco Reddit post where they said that which I guess we were supposed to read that, so I'll save that for later. There's a funny one that's going to come up about downloading the wrong movie.
Oh, I saw where Lost My Taco had said, hey, that's in the MADHD subreddit. You can go in there and submit stories and stuff. Just share it right to the subreddit.
And just be part of the community. A lot of the
we have 500 people there. 500. That's
hardcore
crazy.
Fans give us some good content, but then also have some good conversations with each other.
Or just roast Mike.
Or Dylan, yeah.
Yeah.
They do like to pick on us sometimes.
They do. They thoroughly enjoy it.
It's almost like you've asked them to do that multiple times.
I got thick skin. I'm like a hippo. Snarked myself.
All right. So this is, am I the asshole for asking my roommate's wife to wear bottoms around the house?
Now, when I read that title, I'm like, dog. What are you doing? You getting free stuff right now. And then I read it and my belly hurt.
Read, learn.
No, read this and you're going to be like, oh, okay.
Oh, no, I read it.
Okay. Ha, trigger warning. Oh, fucking nasty, okay? So if you, listeners of the Two Daddies Judging Baddies podcast, if you are triggered, or we have a trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
If you are triggered by such things as, that's nasty, get the fuck out now or you will be triggered.
All right, so am I the asshole for asking my roommate's wife to wear bottoms around the house? My significant other and I have been putting up her brother-in-law while he's trying to move back. He's employed and is paying token room and board while him and his wife attempt to sell their house. It's been 6 months so far. My brother-in-law's spouse, Tina, is late 30s. She's a rather large lass and has some health issues. She's visited before and ruined decorative pillows due to having, quote, accidents on them, as she likes to sit on our black decorative cushions. She's now been spending half of every month, and shouldn't be, in my home as a guest. She doesn't wear underwear under her nightgown and will stay in her nightgown the majority of the day. I've had it. I watched her ruin another decorative pillow by sitting on it and leaving vaginal discharge and urine on it.
Sorry. Yeah. Look, Dylan's like, that was loud as shit, Mike.
I gave her a day to clean it, and she pretended that it didn't happen. I ended up throwing out the pillow in disgust and bleaching the seating mat underneath it. She then wore the same pee-stained nightgown the next day, and I watched her as she lifted it up to sit down bare ass on my furniture.
Like, who does that?
It's more comfy that way.
Well, I guess when she gets up, she don't want to feel her vaginal secretions hitting the back of her leg. I want to quit this story.
So we've spoken to her husband in hopes that he can tell her to wear underpants nicely. I'm also considering getting her a box of incontinence pads and leaving it in the bathroom that she uses. Am I the asshole in this? It's disgusting, right? So there's some context here.
Like, imagine you're just like nice enough to bring people into your home and got a big old lady with health problems that's just leaving snail trails everywhere.
After the first time and we discuss it, the next time it happens, you don't live here anymore. Like, you were gone. Like, no.
Like, imagine you lay your head on one of those decorative pillows and you're like, why is it?
Smells like fucking.
Smells like Red Lobster if it was 6 months into a zombie apocalypse.
The dumpster of Red Lobster.
Right. And then you lift your head up and you just see a fucking.
See, the bad thing would be is like if you fell asleep and didn't notice it initially, fell asleep, like passed out, ended up on it, and then you'd been drooling, so then your drool looked like it was that, and be like, what the fuck is wrong with my mouth? Like, ugh, where's the smell coming from?
Why does it smell like that? Go!
I need to go see the doctor. All right, so for some context, it's my significant other's brother, and up until he moved in, his wife and I hadn't spent more than a couple hours together a day at most. I have a chronic illness myself, so I've tried to be tolerant and understanding and forgiving. Incontinence isn't a shameful topic. That's not really incontinence. That's just being a fucking slob.
That's nasty, yeah.
Like, and yes, if you leak urine, like I know that can be a thing. You do things to like make sure that urine doesn't get placed all throughout the house. You don't sit bare ass. Who sits bare ass on a couch anyways? Like,
because then your fucking chocolate starfish is just kissing the fucking couch too. So.
Which that should be clean too. But like, I mean, you shouldn't have dirty body parts. Number one,
and then, which me and Dylan are going. We know vaginas. Like we know.
Yes.
Vagina secrete.
Yes.
That is not inherently nasty.
That's why there's undergarments.
There is, yeah. When you start to lift up your nightgown and just fucking leave skid marks.
Do you think it'd change if she was like a sexy 30-year-old instead of like a...
No, I still don't want your pussy secretions on the goddamn furniture. Like what?
Well,
now I got to throw out this decorative pillow, but I might as well take a sniff.
She's just like sitting spread eagle on the couch, be like, man, the view though.
And then because it's crazy because like the husband's just like, I guess, cool, calm, and collected about it. And I'm just like, hey, babe, why is she sitting spread eagle on? Oh, that's just her.
That's how she is.
That's how she is.
So we got the plastic couch covers now.
Right.
I doubt that would feel good bare-assed.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever got stuck to leather before being sunburnt? That fucking shit sucks.
Well, I mean, just sleeping on a leather couch.
I slept on a leather couch. We went to the lake and I got so sunburned on my back. So I had to leave early. I left it early with my friend because he also got sunburned. And we're like, walking through the house. And I'm just like, I'm just going to lay down. I laid on the cool leather and I was like, oh my God.
Feels so good.
This is heaven. Like I am going to be all right. And then I woke up and I just go to get up and I'm just like, oh God, no.
It's pulling my skin off. All right. So size plays into severity of incontinence issues. I think he's saying fat people have worse incontinence issues. I do have a pic of the last cushion she sat on. Took a picture of it.
I did not include that because it wasn't linked in. If it was linked, then you would have a picture of the pillow.
It's so gross. All right. My home's theme is earthy colors, blacks, browns, reds, and whites.
Oh, yeah. Then the vaginal secretions fit right in. What are you doing?
Yes, I have black cushions, decorative pillows. The roommate is employed locally. Their house is several hours drive away. He's supposed to be going home on weekends, but due to mountain passes, winter weather, and illness, hasn't been home in over a month. It's not the first conflict the wife and I have had. Yeah, man, it's your house. Just fucking set some ground rules and deal with it.
Sorry, y'all had to hear that.
You picked it.
Like, she's just like, waddling through the house. And then, like, I imagine Bubble Bass from SpongeBob as a woman. And then she lifts it up and sits down. And
who feels that comfortable in somebody else's house, though? Like, that's my big thing is, like, if I'm a guest in somebody's house, like, I'm on my P's and Q's to try and, like, you remember that story that we read about, like, the kid that was in school and trying to get a job at the hospital and all this stuff and, like, staying with her aunt and uncle. It's like, you're a guest. Like, try to do right by the guests so that you're not making it inconvenient for them, and then they probably won't mind you being there. And
when we talk about situations like that, we're like, being quiet when people are sleeping, cleaning up the mess you make. We're not even talking about lifting up your nightgown so your bare ass sits on their couch.
Just leaving secretions everywhere.
Right.
Once again, that's what undergarments are for.
Oh, what is that little donut glaze?
I wouldn't do that with donut glaze. So
yeah, I don't know.
Random white.
There was once a guy who spent a good amount of time in jail because police pulled him over and he had just ate donuts and he had the donut glaze in the floor of the car and the cop was like, "This is meth." True story. Sat in jail for a while, and then they tested it out, and they were like, "Oh, it seems to be donut glaze." It's like crazy you didn't know that.
And it's crazy that, like, some shit on the floor could get you put in prison for something that doesn't affect anybody but yourself.
All right, so it is time for our Neckbeard story, our nice guy. He has entered the chat now. Before we get into our nice guy story, which is a viewer submission, I do want to tell you guys that you can get more of these episodes at patreon.com/Mike and Dylan for a small monthly fee, which just say you get more entertainment. I know how entertaining we are. Yeah. Also, if you find any stories, like I said, this team is only me and Dylan. While that is a very, very great team, we can't do everything. So if you find any stories about nice guys, definitely submit it to our Reddit.
Or any other stories.
That's right. You can submit it to the website, mikeanddylan.com, MikeandDylan.com, or our subreddit, MADHD. Without further ado, this is submitted by Crystal with the blue hair.
Oh, you talk about blue hair people. This is a Crystal that's blue hair.
I do. It says, need to be wed in a nice guy voice. I don't know what a nice guy voice is, but I'll use this one.
I put that in there for you.
Oh, okay. We've edited this story. Oh.
Yeah, you don't have to start nice guy yet.
But yeah, it says we've edited this story a bit to cut out a lot of the repetitive information. Do I need to read that?
Yeah, because ultimately this story, it was like 7 posts or 8 posts, and every single post he put in the same information again and again and again. And so what I've done is I've taken out the repetitiveness of it, and so we basically just have the updates that include new information rather than just, so it's not exactly verbatim this post. It has been edited for your guys' listening pleasure because we don't want you to be like, this was 15 minutes of the same story 7 times with a little bit of added detail.
Without further ado, here we go. The title is, finally, success with a girl. But how do I go about meeting her family? Our marriage plans and such. I'm inexperienced and we are long distance.
It's a long title.
That is, yeah. It's like,
well, that's the story.
Local company Dunder Mifflin. Some companies still know how to do business. So I, 27 male, have been spending time with a girl, 27 female, Waitley. We have a shared friend group in grad school and have mostly hung out alone or either with a few friends. She was staying in my country, Canada. Oh, we got a Canadian neckbeard. Oh, fuck yeah. For a few months on extended holiday, so we hung out a lot during this time, and I developed feelings towards her. I haven't been that successful with women in the past. Maybe it's because I'm 450 pounds. I'm not super witch. I'm very socially awkward sometimes, and I don't have the right approach. But this girl has always been nice to me.
She wants this dick.
I'm a bully. I'm a fucking bully. You're a dirty bully, Mike. God damn it. The second last night we saw each other before she left, I told her about my feelings I had developed for her. She was a little shy, but I think I got an Uber to my house and we spoke a little until she left. Before she did, I kissed her. She was still quite shy when I did, so we're not exactly there yet. But it's okay if she wants to take her time.
Thank you, Crystal, with the blue hair.
Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, even though you're blue hair. The day she left was a bit quiet over the chat, but still responded, so that had me a bit nervous. But finally, when she left, she said to let her know if our friend group will get together, have a reunion in the coming year. She got home yesterday, and I've told my parents who are really excited to meet her. But I know she lives far away, which will complicate things. I started to think about what to do about it, and I'm okay with long distance, but I don't really know how to navigate this as I'm sort of inexperienced relationship-wise. That was a mouthful. I'm also thinking that marriage will have to wait. God damn.
Oh, yeah.
They just kissed.
Oh, yeah.
He just kissed her, and it sounds like she didn't like it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so...
Oh, he's a very wild, nice guy.
I'm also thinking that marriage will have to wait for at least a year or two. I've also emailed her dad letting him know our situation. Which is exactly what you do as soon as you kiss a girl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone else knows aside from the people she has probably told.
See, that's why you knock those weird first kiss things out when you're like 15, 16. So then you're not 27 years old emailing somebody's dad because you kissed her once.
So how do I even go about this? What's next? Do I go visit her in Germany? Do I invite her over? How do I go all about this? It's quite new to me. Sounds like you drop it, pimp. Like, sounds like...
No. He's going to see this one through.
God damn. Poor airplane. He wants to go to Germany.
Poor person sitting next to him on the airplane.
Right. So we have an update. This is the next day. So in terms of the marriage timeline, how would we agree upon this? Again, I don't want it to be right away, but I also would like it to happen in the next 3 to 5 years because I do want her to be a mom and to have my own family. Also, I have some medical issues, so I would not want to wait too long fertility-wise. Thanks all. Sorry if my question is silly.
Yeah, so this is the point of the update, though. Like, that update included that whole first page again. And then
The next one
mixed into it was that topic right there. And I was like, we're not going to read 18 pages of this to...
So the same day, there's another update, and it says, Am I the asshole by AIO? Am I overreacting?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I overreacting by emailing my girlfriend's dad? I posted recently about this in detail, didn't get good advice, so I asked my friends. I basically sent her dad an introduction through his work email at a university, telling him his daughter and I are in love and that it's going to be a pleasure to meet him soon. All of my friends except one told me it was too much, especially because she didn't explicitly agree to a relationship. But she still responds and is kind and didn't tell me no, so I figured it's a very clear case. A very clear case of a moistened vagina. So I'm super inexperienced though, so I don't know. Plus, there may be cultural considerations. She's German.
9.
All right. Let's hope she doesn't have any cultural considerations.
I think it might help the world out, though.
Right.
Like with him.
Well, you know, my grandpa
Taught me a couple things.
You got the blonde hair and blue eyes, but it's like all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I like how he introduced that, though. He's like, I'm overweight. I'm not experienced. What were the other things? He just added a couple things about like not being rich and all that stuff. And it's like, that's not what girls go after.
He
like,
said, I'm not super rich.
Yeah.
So
if he developed a personality, he could probably find someone.
Yeah.
Might not be a German exchange student, but
and it might only be you know, for one night and an hourly wait. So, but who cares?
and it might be a girl who wears a nightgown and sits bare ass on a couch.
Hey, I bet he does the same thing.
Wears a nightgown and sits bare ass on a couch.
This is update 3, same day. I want to bring up the wedding conversation with my new girlfriend. We recently got together, but I have put a pretty specific vision for what I would like. I would like for it to blend both of our cultures, but take place in my country of origin, which can be expensive. What is your culture? Maple syrup? Like, that's it. Fucking snow and maple syrup. Yeah, mooses. I got to bring a moose. I'm a big wedding and marriage person, so I would need some input. When is it okay to bring this up? I haven't brought up the wedding yet, but I did text our marriage plans yesterday.
Well, see, and I think it's almost on this girl for not just being like, dude, quit being a fucking psychopath.
Update 4. This is 2 days later. Girlfriend isn't answering me. Am I weird for booking a flight over to her? Do it. Do it. Just do it. Just do it. I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. I want to see the results. Basically, I've been with this girl for about a month now. She stopped replying to me a few days ago, or she was texting less and less. I'm concerned, so I booked a flight to come see her from Vancouver to Berlin, Germany. I had made a marriage and engagement plan for her, so I'm astounded she wouldn't respond for a while. Most of my friends are on my side, but a close female friend told me I'm completely going overboard with this.
Man, he's got some shitty friends if they're like, yeah, no, you should. Well, I mean, I guess
This sounds exactly like the Notebook.
for their entertainment, maybe they're just like, do it, dude. Yeah.
I'm that friend.
You need to take this opportunity to like really lock this in.
Like, I'm fucking up my own life. Who am I to tell you? Who am I to tell you not to fuck up your life? Let me get one of those. I see what you're doing. I see you digging down there.
This is a 9er though.
Yeah, give me that one that was in your mouth. Oh yeah, this podcast is about to be ruined in fucking 5 minutes. Fucking 9.
Super high.
Yeah, I'm sitting here and just like, fuck. All right. Flying to another country to see my girlfriend, and she has been posting about a guy she's hanging out with. What do I do? Now my friends told me that she has an Instagram story hidden from me where she's hanging out with a guy sitting on his lap and stuff. I feel so angry. I've always been rejected by women for being autistic, for being over 200 kilograms and such. I thought this was going to be the one. I'm going to say it's probably not the first one. It's probably being the real big. You know what I'm saying?
And being not a decent personality. Like, it's not the autism. It's the just being somewhat socially.
Just today, I saw an update for one of my friends at the car shop. He's a real big guy, but he's like a normal dude. Funny, very good character. Has a pretty wife. And she posted a like 5-paragraph thing about how much she loves them, how happy they are. They're on vacation together right now.
He's just a good dude.
He's just a good dude, yeah. He has a very warm sense about him. Like, I want to snuggle him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No homo. Can I snuggle?
Give him a Blumpkin once.
No Blumpkins. I just want to snuggle. Just like put me into your arms and warm me up. You know?
I feel safe here.
Is there any way for her to now choose me over this guy? What do I do? I tried calling her and she's not picking up. I tried messaging her friends, her dad, etc., but they all ignore me. This is the same day. My long-distance girlfriend, soon-to-be fiancé, just posted Instagram stories with a guy. God damn it. Get the fucking hit, bro. Shout out to Crystal. This is great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm still going to Germany to see if I could talk this out with her. If it's a one-off and she apologizes, maybe we can move forward. No good updates here, guys. There has to be in the comment section people just like, come on, bud.
Well, that's what, like, the first update, he's like, I didn't get, like, everybody was kind of mean in the well, yeah, you're being a fucking shit stain.
Sorry, I read both. I read both titles for the first and second update. The second one got me. Okay. The first title is just as good. The first title is, this is update. This is 2 days later. Is this considered sexual assault? ? So I, 27 male, recently dumped my ex, 27 female. It was hard as it only happened a few days ago. I will say I'm autistic, and now in hindsight, I understand that she would have been more proactive and just told me no. She's not interested, but she didn't. So we were essentially in a relationship for a while until she texted me and spelled out that she is not interested. Again, I want to say I understood that I should have seen this coming, and I should have gotten reassurance from her that we are indeed a thing, but I stupidly didn't. Anyway, she strung me along for weeks, and I was dedicated to her completely. I want to make a marriage plan and everything, and she had initially accepted the kiss from me while she knew we weren't going to be a thing. So I seriously want to ask, is her letting me kiss her, knowing that she'll lead me on sexual assault. Because the second title, I knew he was like, he thinks he's the victim, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I was giving the kiss under false assumptions and understanding. Would this qualify as sexual assault? Thanks for your help.
I'm the victim.
And then we have our final update 19 days later.
I think this isn't even an update. I think this is a alternate like scenario.
Like he's posting a different sub?
Well, it's not the same girl.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it says, a girl lied to me. Can I report this to the authorities? So I'm in Canada and we recently started chatting to an international student from Europe. I think it was turning romantic. We've been chatting for a week and there's a vibe for sure. Then we met in person recently and it was super awkward. After the only date, my friend did some digging and told me she used to do sex work online. She didn't disclose it. Is there someone I can call and report this to? I already told her I can't see her again unless there's some form of apology, but I'm also pretty sure what she did may violate some law. Nah, bud. I don't think that's a law. I don't think that's a thing. Also, I do see a future for you and the new sex worker, though. If you got money.
Well, and like, I mean, that's the perfect incel thing, though, is he's like, I need a pure one. Like, no, if chick likes to get down and you don't have a bunch of options out there, like, I mean, you're giving up an opportunity. I mean, you can still keep your staunch morals and be like, no, I don't want that girl. That's fine. But like, she didn't do nothing wrong to you by doing sex work before she met you. Like, you could probably do some cool shit.
If a girl is interested in you, if she watched Indiana Jones as a child and saw that big ass boulder and was like, man, I'd like to ride that, and now has a thing for you, bud, take it
for it, dude.
Take it.
Yeah.
Take it and run with it. Because look, and I'm not going to sit here and say, if you're like, there are big dudes, big women that are attractive. Okay. I'm going to assume, he's 450 pounds, that we're getting into like beanbag chair, territory. That's big. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume that you're probably not well kept, probably have the neckbeard thing going on, just a solo neckbeard, you know what I'm saying? Greasy face, greasy hair. It's probably a rough situation altogether.
Yeah. Either pay for it or, take those opportunities. She went out on a date with you, bro.
Bro, fat on fat crime is prevalent. I just saw a video on it. It was like when a fat guy sees another fat guy in public, and it's just like, he's just like, look at him. He's like, nasty. I do. Bro, I'm just like, look at this fucking chubs right here. Fucking, if you get off the Walmart fucking scooter and walk around, you solve a little bit of that fatness there, bud.
And the plot twist is you were just looking in the mirror.
Right. Yeah.
You're just like, yo, God.
Oh, fuck. When did I get on this thing? God damn it. That was so good, man. I want to do.
Crystal submitted another one. I can't remember. I think I might have put it in entitled. She had some really good ones.
Also, Crystal is the backbone of this podcast now.
For this
week.
Yeah. She's solid on it.
Fuck yeah. Shout out Crystal with the blue hair.
And if you know anybody else that would like these beautiful stories about snail trails and autistic nice guys, you should share this with them.
Share it with a friend, yeah. Share it with a coworker.
Or your mom, because Mike really wants your mom to listen to these so that she can judge you.
I feel like I wore out the she deserves to laugh joke.
No, she's going to judge you profusely.
But share it with your friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, friends, they be sad, man, and you'd rather them listen to this podcast than attend their funeral. So,
well, yeah, I mean, it makes them see that their life isn't so bad.
That's right. That's what Reddit is good for. It is the Walmart of social media. You just get to walk in and just be like, wow, maybe my life ain't. Yeah. I was like looking in the mirror. I was like, damn, Mike, we're getting a bit fat. I was feeling a little bit of self-esteem. And then I step inside of a Walmart and I was like, you know what? I could lose 20 pounds.
If they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, I can. If they can walk around like that, I can walk around like this.
Wear your nightgown to Walmart.
You just bare ass the scooter. Yeah, just fucking. There's just a long draw line from where I got off of it.
Yeah, and when you get off, it makes that noise.
Like a suction cup.
Just the balls like stretch while they're still stuck to it.
Right. They're looking at the fucking imprint on the seat and it's like, did an alien kiss this?
It's really weird that you have your roommate like ride with his knees on the little foot platform though, and just
right.
It's a make-believe Blumpkin. All right. Came home from work to her having sex in my bed. So let me preface this by saying,
Is this a roommate thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, at least choose his bed.
came home from work to her having sex in my bed. So let me preface this by saying I live in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with one of my former friends. Obviously former because of this event. We have been friends for over 3 years. I was living in a studio apartment alone, and she wanted to move out of her parents' house, finally, so she asked if we could get a 2-bedroom. She was a bit pushy about it, but I live in a city where housing is very expensive, so it was saving me money as well. Anyways, we live together. It's not great as I'm a very particular person and love having a clean home. I also have 3 cats and realize my tendencies are a little overboard, so I take on a majority of the cleaning as I like to have it a certain way, and my cats cause a bit of a mess. During this first year, she struggled extremely with alcohol addiction. She'd leave messes, party on weeknights until 3 or 4 a.m., all which I would tell her I'm frustrated with, and she would swear wouldn't happen again. Things got calmer in her drinking, but every month or so, something concerning would happen, and almost daily messes were left. Shoes in the house, dirty dishes, all which when I mentioned, she would try to gaslight me that it's not that serious. Along with the fact she has not cleaned her house in about a year.
It feels so crazy that, you know, the big thing about this story is she had sex with somebody else, but he's just like going on this tangent about she always leaves messes everywhere.
It's a girl. They're both girls.
Oh.
They're not romantically together. They're just friendly roommates, 2 girls.
But I thought she said I had. So that's not his. Wait, read
Nope.
the title.
Came home from work to her having sex in my bed. Her roommate.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is a shitty roommate. I was like, what? I was like, you came home to your girl getting plowed by your roommate.
No.
Okay. Getting absolutely fucking just dick down.
We have been friends for over 3 years.
No, I thought they were talking about the friend that dicked her down.
No.
And then I thought he was talking about his girl. I was so off pay. I was just like,
As soon as you get a title, you're like, oh, know the story, and you write your own characters.
that's
into it.
autism.
And then,
But listen, I was like, for your girlfriend having sex with somebody else, you are really just strict on this cleaning shit.
yep, she's messy. Fast forward 2 months ago, she has a football party at our house. They all get wasted. People are having sex in my bathroom, throwing cake on the walls, pouring beer in my plants, and destroyed basically my entire balcony garden, all on the floor knocked over. I confronted her and said this could never happen again, and she had to replace my garden. She said I was exaggerating and never did. Fast forward again to yesterday, the good part. She calls off work. We are also coworkers. She is out drinking all day since early in the morning. I get a text from her at 5 p.m. simply saying, people are coming over. Sorry. I automatically get anxiety as I know what happened the last time and I'm worried. I come home to people in the living room drinking and watching sports and walk down the long hallway to my bedroom to find my door closed. My first instinct was to assume she put my cats in there. I open the door to find her and a disgusting guy that I hate absolutely bare naked having sex in the middle of my bed. I am someone who takes great pride in my room and it's full of my favorite things. It's my safety, it's my comfy, it means the most. The man she was doing it with is disgusting, and they are both heavy drinkers. I basically screamed and ran out of the house. She began blowing up my phone trying to apologize. I told her that everyone needs to leave. I went for a walk and then came home to another random drunk man asleep in my bed. I completely went crazy. She's been trying to apologize, and frankly, there's no excuse for it. Her room is so far from mine, despite the alcohol, there was absolutely no reason to be in mine. I can't wrap my head around how someone I care for and have forgiven so much would betray me like this. Reflecting back, I know that I have been lenient and am so forgiving and empathetic that perhaps I let too much slide.
Too leaning, too empathetic, and look, and I have been really hard on people. I tend to taper back for like women because that is a low-key scary situation. Like if your roommate's having sex with like a weird fucking, like, you know, this guy's a bad dude. Like you can't just sit there and be like, get the fuck out of my room.
So should in order to get back, should she fuck him in front of the girl?
No,
Is
she
that
fucks the
same?
girl. Like that's what's got to happen.
Well, it's the girl's her roommate. She's the one that she's trying to get back at. So should she fuck the
No,
disgusting guy?
no. That's only spouses, and it only works for the dude
Guy on
fucks
guy.
Yeah. If you fuck, like that's rape if it's a woman.
Because it has to be violation of
It's
the guy's.
male dominance if it's a guy, and then that dude probably saw pictures of family on the wall. He knew. So, you know what I'm saying? Now you just going to poop a little bit easier on life.
What if she strapped one on and then went ahead and violated the guy?
That works. If a woman puts a strap on, and just...
You're going to take this.
That's worse, though. Because look, there's a difference between me asserting my male dominance, you know what I'm saying? And then having a 14-inch dildo that does this shit, assert its male dominance.
It's like an octopus arm or something.
Yeah. She sticks it in and comes out of your mouth a little bit. But yeah, I neglect to see when someone is non-confrontational. And I feel bad about non-confrontational people. But that's why non-confrontational people need to have confrontational people in their life.
Yeah, I feel that. But I could have never expected this to happen. I don't know how to trust her or even forgive her. I often leave to visit my parents or go on trips, so I have a strong feeling this is not the first time. I feel so violated, disgusted, betrayed, and just frankly, this was the last straw in an ongoing battle. I plan to move out again by myself in a few months. Anyway, here's the underlying lesson. Don't move in with friends. Laugh my ass off. Once again, it's just like, I am a certain breed of person, but I would just never disrespect somebody like that. Like, it's your room. I'm not going to go fuck in your room because I'm having a party and whatever. I have my own room. If I'm going to fuck in my room. I'm not just going to go to your room.
Well, our room's probably nasty because she sounds like a nasty person.
Yeah, but he's a nasty guy too. So what? It's not like she was nailing some guy that was going to pull her out of her shit.
Open the window, let the stank out because it probably didn't smell too good.
Or fuck in the bathroom.
Yeah, there were people fucking in the bathroom at the last party. You could have done that and not soiled your friend's bed with guy she doesn't like jizz.
And snail trails.
And snail trails. Imagine too, and I would be just upset about this. If I go in there and there's just a fucking humongous wet spot. Yeah. And she's just I was just so turned on.
That was, it wasn't even my roommate. I have had my friend as the roommate at different points, but there was that one time that I think being one of my buddies and my dad were eating some acid and mushrooms, and my other buddy was over. He wasn't, but then he had this girl come visit him, and I was like, yeah, just go fuck in my bedroom. I don't care. It's don't fuck it up bad, but go have fun. We're staying up all night. We're on fucking psychedelics. We're not going to be going to sleep. So go have some fun. And then he left and he's like, do you want me to help clean it up? And I was like, nah, dude, you fucked in my bed. It's not it's destroyed. And he kept messaging me a couple times throughout the day. And I was like, well, I guess I got to go in here and fucking look at it. There was a wet spot on my bed about as big as this table. And I was like, no, dude. The second that she lets a little bit of squirt out, I'm like, whoa, bitch. Do we need to go in the shower or something? No, you can't just but they slept in that too. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? You're my best friend here. And you're you fucked a girl so much. And that's piss. I'm sorry. There is squirt. It exists. This is piss.
Yeah, once we get to the size of a table, that's pee.
100% pee.
Pee.
And you are not Casanova that you're just wrecking that thing so hard. And once again, the respect. I get that he had been drinking. You make some poor decisions. But I don't care how fucking crazy the sex was. I'd be like, we need to probably, A, clean this up. And then if we want to continue to do this, you can fucking piss all over me in the shower all you want. But we're not going to do this to my friend's bed. I was just
ShamWow guy just busts into your apartment all cooked out. He's like, you need to get rid of a pussy stain that's way too big on your bed. Get a ShamWow. Look at it. It just fucking slurps right in there and gets all the pussy stain out.
Then you just squeeze it out and
drink it a little bit. Then you got a little drink and you got a I remember seeing that guy and I was like, that dude can sell shit. And then it was he got fired for coke. I don't care.
he could sell.
Yeah, if I have a company, that's one thing too. I've worked at plenty of places where if you came in drunk, they'd be upset. If you came in stoned, they'd be upset. If you was tweaking, they'd be like, all right, tweak the fuck out of that machine.
Yeah.
Go tweak the fuck out of that machine. If dog is just snorting cocaine, I think he had prostitutes too, which sure comes with the territory, but whatever.
As long as they're not kids, we're good.
If you selling the fuck out of my ShamWows, I'll buy you cocaine. They find out that he's doing cocaine and they're like, ShamWow, you need to know about this. And it's we bought the coke for him.
Yeah. That's how we get him to do what he does.
Am I the asshole for opening porn with my friend in the room?
So this one's not so much a roommate, but it's awkward house situation.
Yeah, just turn it off. Like, what did he do? Open his laptop and it's just like, oh.
Nope.
So I had my friends over to my place for dinner yesterday evening because I wanted to try out some new cookbook recipes. I had 4 people over. We're all guys, if that matters. One friend, I'm not really that close with him, to be honest, and he's just hyperactive and annoying. Sorry, but he has a bad habit of talking over people and ignoring them and just generally being annoying. I don't remember being over at this guy's house. But I really couldn't leave him out of the invite because he's part of our core group. Use quotation marks for the listener. When the dinner is over, we hang out till around 10:15, 10:30 at night, and I'm getting tired. I want to go to bed. But our other friends get the picture and head on out, and it's all good, but this one friend just won't get the hint. I don't know if he's just avoiding someone at home or what, but it's late and I'm getting pissed and hinting at him like, hey, it's getting late. I'll catch you tomorrow. You better get back. But he keeps talking like I haven't said anything. It was insane. It's like I've literally said nothing. So I jokingly go, dude, I'm going to jack off before I hit the hay. And he kind of chuckles, but again, doesn't actually go.
Can I watch?
Right. It's like, all right, circle jerk. Let's put our feet together and form a diamond.
I'm into that hentai stuff.
Right.
Could you look that up?
So I go over to my desktop PC and in front of him start searching up PornHub and boobs and dumb crap on Google. Well, I guess he finally takes a fucking hint and gets all comfortable and says, dude, what the fuck? And heads out. And I'm just exhausted. I kind of feel shitty about it, but holy shit, he wouldn't leave. Well, he usually spams me with memes and shit and he finds online. And today I haven't had anything off of him. Was I really out of line? I mentioned to one of the other friends who was there that night and he was laughing, but said it was kind of fucked up and a little bit too much. Am I the asshole? No. But at the same time, be like, bro, I'm trying to go sleep. You gotta go. Yeah. But I get it. People are not.
I think he kind of did that multiple times and the guy's just like still hanging out. And then you're like, I'm going to beat off before bed. You got to roll and still just hanging out. Like, I get you're lonely and you want to stay around, but like, I'm going to bed and I'm going to beat my dick before I do it. Get the fuck out.
Right. The funniest thing is I was in that situation, not being able to like get somebody's hint of what they were trying to do because it was the bath salt night. That's the funniest thing about it. And this guy's like, hey, I'm going to go to the store. Does anybody want to come? And I was like, fuck, I'll come. You know what I'm saying? I was like at this weird point where my body had energy, but I was like, or my mind had energy, but my body was worn out. So all I could do was sit there and just like lick my lips and shit. So I was like, fuck, I need to go walk around. So I stand up and I start walking over towards him. And he's like, he comes up to me and he's like, hey, I'm trying to get this girl to go because I want to have sex with her. And I was like, oh, fuck, man, you ain't going to have sex with her. I'm sorry. Like, you ain't going to do it, but I'll go sit back down. And then finally he was just like, oh, does nobody want to go? And I was like, can we still go to the store? And he was like, yeah. But like, I didn't get it at first because at first he was like, oh, Mike, does anybody else want to go to the store?
You, Susan?
Yeah. Do you want to go? You want to try to go with me? I didn't get the hint though.
Just pull down your nightgown when we go in the store.
Right. Yeah. Just pull it up. Pull it up and sit on the bare furniture. She's biggin', and I like them like that.
Yeah, I don't know with like that scenario. The only time I've been in an environment where people watch porn was like when I think I was like 21, and we'd go over to my buddy. He was like or I guess I was 20 because I hadn't moved out yet. I'd moved out before I was 21. But my buddy had an apartment, and him and the girl that he was dating, they would sit there and watch porn with anybody in the room. Like, they just watched porn. Like, it was like turning on a show. And I was
my
like,
uncle used to do that
this
too.
This is weird.
And before you go, oh, Mike, good joke. And he really did that. And he's currently in prison for being a pedophile. So,
yeah.
And I too, like, I was such a smart kid though, man. And it sounds sad because like at 7 or 8, you should not have the wherewithal to walk into a room with a guy watching porn with other kids in the room and be like, oh, this guy's a fucking weirdo. I know about this guy. He's fucking weird, you know?
Yeah.
But I'd just be like, yeah, I'm going to go play outside. My dad would take us over there while he was watching porn with other kids in the room. And this is what I'm saying, man. Transformers hang out with Transformers. That's all I'm saying, all right? That's all I'm going to say.
All right. So this one is...
But yeah, from your thing, it is awkward, yeah. Yeah, because I know you were telling your awkward roommates used to do it. My awkward uncle used to do it, tomato.
Yeah.
Dude, I was dip, diving, and ducking pedophiles back in the day. Just a whole family of them, mom and dad side. And I'm just like, that's like, I really thought, like growing up, you would assume it's like one. It's like, oh, you got your weird uncle. And it's like, well, you got a couple weird uncles. You got a weird grandpa. Just a whole bunch of, you got a couple weird cousins. Because, then it happens to them. And then, it's supposed to like, I guess, the cycle perpetuates. And I'm just like, it doesn't. Because at no point in my life have I ever been like, ooh, that's a good looking kid right there. Never. So that's why I could say pyre. Like I could say pyre. Like it's, because people will be like, well, they're sick. I understand they're sick. Pyre.
Yeah. Well, because if you eliminate them before, like the second that they try to take any sort of action, you eliminate them and stop the chain. Because that's one thing is like a pedophile doesn't have one victim. Once they've done it, they're going to find other victims. Like it's not just a one and done situation. So the second that you have any proof or anything, pyre, 100%.
Well, when I still talk to him too, when my uncle first got arrested, I was still talking to my dad. He's not my dad, guys. Like, I have a different dad. But if you call somebody dad your whole life, and then you find out, 26 years into your life that he's not your dad, then it's hard to not call him dad. But when he told me that he had got arrested for molesting his grandchild, and he was like, but I don't believe it. And I was like, why don't you believe it?
You remember when you used to watch porn in front of
Yeah, I was like, yeah, very, very weird dude. Very weird guy. And he was like, well, I don't believe it. So then he goes to the court case, and they play the videos and the audio of everything that happened because his wife was smart about it because he had got divorced and then he married this woman. And like a year in, I don't think he would have ever been caught or anything like that if it wasn't for her. So she's like just a fucking upstanding person. She's not even related to the kid that was getting molested. But unlike a lot of fucking spouses who will be like, try to hide the shit, she was like, I feel like something weird's going on. So she records all that shit. So they play that during court. And he goes out and he's just like, oh, God, that was fucking, he's terrible. He needs to die, all that stuff. And then a couple months later, he's just like, man, I can't wait till my brother gets out. I miss my brother. If my brother did that, I'd want you to die. Like, I would like to be there and watch it happen.
Yeah, I read a sad post on Reddit about a guy who, it was like the anniversary of his son killing a girl. And like, he's like, never in my life, like he's not my son, like he's nobody, he's gone. And everybody's like, you need to save this post so you remember that anger. He's like, no, I'm never going to change my opinion. Like my son is a monster. And like, I think the hard part is how much you have to play into that. Like, I don't think you're completely responsible, but yes, you didn't see this warning.
There were signs that you missed. Yeah, obviously.
But like, I mean, it was also like a crime of passion. Like the kid was like 15 years old when he killed like his ex-girlfriend or something. Like it was, but it was very
super dad's fault. Super dad's fault. Like, how do you not see the writing on the wall? It's just, and once again, I'm not saying, dad gave him but it's just not being involved in your child's life.
Yeah. I mean, you can break it. Like, we don't know. We're not there. We don't know how the kid was. Like, he could present as a very normal kid and then just fucking lose his shit because of something. Like, especially in that age frame is like, from 13 to 19, like so much is going on that you can get crazy ideas. Yeah. And then if you have any sort of outside influence of like communities online and things like that make anything possible, like he could go awry without necessarily it being 100%.
Well, I mean, I think if like, if I'm told that my son murdered his girlfriend and, I'm like, what happened? And he's like, oh, he like chained her up to a wall and then he separated the pieces and then he like drew all these pictures with it. I'm like, what the fuck did I miss? But if he's like, he went to go hang out with his girlfriend and when he walked in, she was having sex with another guy. So he killed both of them. I'd be like, fuck. So is he getting out? Like, like then I'm just like, I can, especially for a kid, I don't know how you handle that anger. Cause I remember how angry I was as a kid. And I think that's I don't know. You just look back on your life and like when you grow up in hardship too, like you can see like all these different kind of blessings and stuff like that is, I wouldn't get a girlfriend. I wouldn't do any of that stuff. I wasn't like, I wouldn't get emotionally invested in women at all. Also because just like life was hard too. It was like a girlfriend would make it infinitely more difficult. But I was fucking angry then too. Like I was just so much anger inside of my little Michael body that I'm so glad none of that happened. Cause like I imagine if I had a girlfriend and then like I'd go kill that guy. I probably like young me definitely would have done that.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the hard part for this dad's situation though, is like this all happened and like he's like, if you don't have a lot of ability to see this coming, like it's a complete surprise. Like I don't know that it was necessarily the dad's fault in a majority way of it, but the fucked up part of it though was it was his best friend's, so like the dad's best friend's daughter, and so like he's known this girl for a long time because it's his friend, and then the son killed her, and but like everybody in there is like, you got to keep this so that you don't, forgive him in the future. And he's like, I'm never going to. Like, he's a monster to me. And like they ended up like moving, not only like out of their town, they moved continents and countries, like moved away because in the town that they were in, like they were pariahs basically. So they're just like, peace, and then left. But I was like, that's a sad story.
That is a sad story.
And let's go on to a not so sad story. Vegan roommate won't use dishwasher if my stuff is in there. Okay, she's not a bad, quote unquote, roommate, just peculiar. I live with 3 people and one of them is vegan and only eats frozen vegan food that she reheats in the same plastic bowls that she keeps in her room. When I load up the dishwasher, I tend to wait until it's reasonably full to run it, but she would text me to run, quote, my dishes so that she can do hers separately. She said it was because she's vegan. But that shouldn't matter. A dishwasher is a dishwasher. It cleans everything, including meat residue. And of course, I scrape my plates when I'm done before tossing them in there. I really don't understand her rationale here. And then after a while, she just stopped using the dishwasher and does hers by hand, which is fine by me. But I can't help but feel like she's resentful about it. That's weird, right? So that's the whole story.
My thing, so with the story that we have so far, okay, literally, like as long as she's not a bad roommate, and I'll tell you, look, I think, vegetarianism, veganism, corny, okay? Everything about our history says that we've ate meat since we've pretty much not been the little monkey things that would run away from saber-toothed tigers.
Well, I mean, even a lot of primates eat like bugs and things like that. Like that's one of the things that we've established that it's weird, but like,
well, chimpanzees, baboons, orangutans, all those eat meat. So, I mean, but with that being said, this is how someone wants to live their life. If they don't want your meat, like as long as they're cool about it, to assume that somebody has resentment is kind of corny, though.
Yeah.
Like
I think both of them are trying to be decent to each other. Like,
right.
It's kind of weird. The dishwasher washes everything, and then the vegans, like, I'll just wash them by hand. I don't see any problem on either side of it. But like, yeah, really what the person that's writing this is saying, like, I feel like she's resentful. It's more so like, I feel like I'm kind of being a dick here, but is it weird?
Right.
So the first comment is, if I was her, I'd be more concerned about heating the food in plastic bowls. If you're doing it for health reasons, 100%.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Like buy the chick some ceramic dishware or something. So
I love meeting fat vegans that all they do is eat like Doritos and candy and shit like that. And I'm just like,
well, that was one of my buddies, the guy that had the girlfriend that they'd watch porn and with everybody around. He went vegan for a while, and like he was the most unhealthy he'd ever been. And it's not that veganism or vegetarianism is bad. It's how you do it. Like you still have to eat healthy. You can't just eat. It's like people that do keto and then buy every keto like boxed product there is. Like, no, just eat fresh food and you're good. Like that's healthy whether you're vegan
I'm 160 pounds, bud. And it's like, oh, that's good. Yeah, I have cancer.
Yeah. But yeah, like he would get sick like all the time for work and call out. And I'm like, you're supposed to be all healthy because you're eating, vegetarian or vegan, or I think he was pescatarian, or I don't know. Like he went through a bunch of different phases, but I was just like, you're not healthier. You're getting sick like multiple times a month. Like maybe you should change your diet. And it's not the meat. It's not the meat that makes you healthier. It's eating decently. All right. So this was the one that I didn't realize this exists, but here's some perspective that's likely similar to your roommate's in case you are interested. I'm not vegan, but I have contamination OCD and a lot of self-imposed food restrictions as a result. I also struggle with the thought of my dishes being washed with meat and other foods I don't eat. I've gone through periods of having to hand wash my dishes and keep them in a separate cupboard. Only eat things that are vacuum sealed and packaging that can be immediately thrown away, not being able to eat in the same room as someone eating meat, etc. I'm very aware that these things are illogical and even actively detrimental in many cases, as I'm sure she is too. I can pretty much guarantee your roommate is not acting out of resentment, but only as a way to manage her own anxieties around food while living with people who don't share those anxieties. It was probably really difficult for her to ask you to run your dishes separately because it is an unusual and very personal request. I think it's totally fine that you don't understand it or even that you think it's weird as long as you're respectful and kind, which it sounds like you are. And then somebody replied to that with, that sounds awful. I'm sorry you have that struggle. Am I reading you correctly that you can't eat at any restaurants other than vegan places? And same commenter from above says, I was not trying to do a woe is me thing, just wanted to establish some credibility before siding with the, quote, insufferable, quote, anal retentive, quote, bummer roommate who, quote, wants attention, to quote some of the other commenters. She's literally asking OP to push a button on a dishwasher at a different time than they usually do, even if it's weird to people. I don't get why they need to hurl personal insults and assign malice to her actions. Thank you for your kindness, though. Everyone has their things. I'm able to eat at pretty much any restaurant now, even though I think about it too much. If I think about it too much, it starts to bother me. It is crazy that our brain can just be like, you know what, this is the way we live now.
You're now terrified of all these things for no reason. And I understand it's irrational.
Yeah.
But it's not irrational. It's scary.
Yeah. I'm so glad I have not been punched in the face with any of those things.
Yeah. Well, don't do drugs, kids. That's how Mikey Guy is. So if I could go back and do it all over again, I'd still do all them drugs.
Just not go do a NASCAR race.
No, not do it while I go to a NASCAR race. What a shitty just situation too of if I got agoraphobia from something real fun, sure. But a NASCAR race?
And not even the race itself, just quick little flyover.
Yeah, well then I was okay when the flyover happened. Okay. Well, I wasn't okay. It had started, but I was like, I can fight through this. But then the race starts and they got all the helicopters flying over and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I think I'm having a heart attack. I feel dizzy and shit like that. So I left the stadium and I go over to the McDonald's and I'm just like, I am terrified to go outside.
And it locked in.
I mean, the best thing is that I can go outside. I can, in the community, in the county, stuff like that. It's just like when I start to go across state lines, I'm like, this fucking sucks. This is a terrible experience. Me and Dylan had to go shoot we had a project in Georgia, which I did find out too, in Rome, Georgia, where we did the project. The Creel House, that's where the Creel House is.
Oh.
So we probably passed that thing, didn't even fucking know. Season 4 had already been done by then. But man, I think I had to have taken, I don't know how many milligrams it is. I'm not a big benzo guy, but at least 6 Xanaxes to get down there.
With your family, which is like your safety blanket.
Right, with my family, with my wife. My wife is my safety blanket. That's my home right there. Wherever she's at, that's where home is.
Yeah, we didn't even make it to Charlotte before you.
Yeah, I was like, dog, you got to turn around because I can't. But Dylan sees he could, and I could tell Dylan too. I'm like, I know I should not be worried right now. And Michael does. Dylan will tell you, I try to fight through it, but then my body will be like, well, nah, dog, we're going to pass out. Let's just pass out.
The time that it really clicked was when we went to Winston and I just saw you get all wobbly legged. I was like, this is real as it could be. Cause honestly, riding down the road, you freaking out. It doesn't feel as real. But the second that we got into Winston, which is a huge nothing burger. There's nothing about Winston that's spooky. But as soon as we got out of the truck, you were about to pass out. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Which is so funny because it's Michael is very rational. And in those situations, that's why, if someone is, having anxiety or something like that, I could be real empathetic. We had a guy that used to work next to us. He was real. And he was like, he would talk to me and he was like, "You're the only person that understands." I'm like, "Yeah, because I got it. Because I got it. I know what it feels like. I know it's fucking. It is a. I don't know. You kind of do feel helpless at sometimes, but then also too, if I were to just go do therapy, I'd probably get all this shit just like.
I just eat some mushrooms or some ecstasy.
I want to do that. I do want to do that. But I do need to go into
or whatever.
The only thing I have to do, I have to go do cognitive behavioral therapy specifically to change the memory of that NASCAR event. This is true. We have to change the NASCAR event memory from a bad one to a good one. And the only way you could do that is with cognitive behavioral therapy. But it costs money.
That's not the only way, but yeah.
It costs money. What's the other way?
Doing psychedelics.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to have a therapeutic person there to help get you to that memory. And honestly, the psychedelic therapy has a more success rate with that than the regular one. But
I think it's Ibogaine is the one that everybody's talking about, and it's like not a pleasurable experience, but it allows you to like basically go in there, find that thing, it fucks you up, and then you work through it, and then once you come back out, like you're no longer addicted to nicotine, alcohol, hard drugs, and it like rewires your whole fucking setup.
Another reason like you do get worried about doing that is like, man, is like how many times was I molested as a little kid? I just don't remember.
And
like I was like, fuck, man. I wake up from it and it was like, well, how do you feel? I was like, well, I found out that that I was losing when I was a kid. I became rational, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I became a smarter kid as I went along, but
I lost some battles.
Yeah, pre 5 years old, I was losing battles, man. Them adults were getting me left and right. God,
I just rewrote my history, and
you got to peer inside of your brain. That's a brain I don't want to peer inside of. Am I the asshole or am I overreacting? My boyfriend's mom secretly filmed us and called me a slut. I, 21 female, have been staying over at my boyfriend, 23 male's house more often recently. He still lives at home while saving up, which I didn't think would be a huge deal. His mom has always been a bit off, but polite to my face. Here's the issue. She has a camera in the living room. It's mounted high on the corner and it's pretty much on all the time. The first time I noticed it, I laughed because I thought it was a joke.
I have a lot of friends that have interior cameras. I had them for like a minute and I was like, this is like, it's just sketchy. Like it's just weird. Like once you capture what's outside, so like security wise, I don't need to then see what's going on inside. And I feel like it is just one of those like spouses, guests, like all events are being captured inside your. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
for me personally, I'm just like I don't need interior cameras for my security system. Just cover all the doors and entrances, and outside of that, I don't need the interior shots.
Right. I ain't trying to shoot the snuff film of me getting killed by the intruder. Like,
no,
I'm not trying to have that live on.
They can see them walk in and then walk out covered in blood, but what happens inside, they don't need the.
Because I'm sorry, but cops will share that to the like. If you got a name or if you've been in anything, they're sharing that to the public. They did that with Kobe Bryant when he died in the helicopter crash. They were taking pictures of his body and sharing it around and shit. Fucked.
It just makes me think of the Dave Chappelle thing.
What?
Where he's talking about when the police come.
He's still here. Yeah. I've seen this
once
before.
Once when I was a rookie.
They come in and replace all the photos of them and their families. All
sprinkle some crack on them.
Yeah, sprinkle a little crack on them. Let's get out of here. It makes me really uncomfortable. I already struggle with how I'm perceived by his family. I want them to like me. So sitting on a couch knowing his mom can open an app and just watch me feels very big brother. My boyfriend agreed it was weird. And when we were alone watching a film, we'd sometimes unplug it. His mom noticed and got annoyed, said we need to stop taking it out and that it's there for security. My boyfriend argued back and said we don't feel comfortable being recorded when we're just there watching TV. After a bit of back and forth, she said, fine, we could turn it off when we're in there. I thought that was the end of it. A few weeks later, we were watching a movie at night. The camera was off, or so we thought. We were cuddling and kissing. It didn't go further than that. At one point, I was touching him over his clothes, but that was it. We weren't having sex. We weren't naked. Yes, maybe we shouldn't have been doing that, but honestly, it didn't seem deep to me at the time. If my adult child is living with me and their partner is living with me, just don't fuck in my living room.
Well, I don't think that she's living. I think she goes over and visits. But the whole thing is, you need to be the warden on the block, that you come in and make it very fucking inconvenient. But having a camera in there to witness, like, I'm sorry, that's creepy as fuck.
Weird as shit, yeah.
Like, you should never be looking at that film to see if they were doing some hand stuff or something. And like, no, you just make it very awkward and inconvenient that you could walk in at any time so they don't try it, but you don't film it. You film it and then watch back your kid getting fucking rubbed on the couch. Like, no, that's weird.
Very weird. She never explicitly said she had an issue with PDA or us being alone, so I'm not sure what she thought would happen. Anyways, the next day, my boyfriend gets a message from his mom. It's a video of me and my boyfriend from that night from a completely different angle.
Set up a second camera.
God damn.
She really wants to see him get his dick tugged.
She had apparently hidden another camera in the other room that we didn't know about. She sent the clip and said, "This is what that slut is doing in my house."
They're young adults. Like 100% that's happening. Whether it happens on your couch or in their car, like it's happening somewhere.
Look, like I said, if my adult children are living with me, save up money and they have a spouse come over, or they have a partner come over at being 23 years old, I'm not a moron. I'm not going to have cameras up in my living room, but I'm going to be like, please not in the living room.
Yeah. Well, and it's more so for the respect of everybody else. But like, and another thing, you don't have a problem with the partner. You have a problem with your kid. It's your kid. Your kid is the person that you need to talk to, not about like, I'm sorry, young adults. Did he be like, no, don't touch me there?
Stop it, Jezebel. I'm saving myself.
Yeah. And so like you have a problem with your kid, your son, his girlfriend wanting to touch his penis and him being like, yeah.
Yeah, touch my penis, please.
She's not a slut. She's with him. That doesn't make her a slut.
This gives Ed Gein mom vibes.
Yeah. You don't touch that, Jezebel.
Yeah. You know, when your mom dies, you bathe her body and then wear her skin and shit. I did not know that was fucking Jax Teller.
Yeah. I knew it from
Charlie Hunnam's he's pretty good. He's one of those pretty good actors.
He nailed that role too.
So somebody told me somebody wasn't a good actor, and I was like, oh, you are out of your mind. I can't remember who the fuck it was, but it was like I guess they had played in something, and fuck me, I can't remember who it was. It happened yesterday, and I was like, dude, you're fucking crazy, like, but I can't remember who the actor was, and now I'm sad. Sorry to leave y'all off on that fucking cliffhanger. Maybe next episode I'll tell y'all who the fucking guy was if I remember. I don't even know how to explain how I felt reading that. I was so embarrassed and violated. I felt physically sick knowing that she had watched it back, that she had recorded us, that she saved it. She sent it to my boyfriend and who knows how many other people. My boyfriend was angry and confronted her. She said it's her house and she has the right to know what's happening in her living room. She said if I respected myself, I wouldn't be acting like that. I keep thinking how long she has been recording where there's other cameras. What if she sends it to other people? What if she keeps it? This happened this morning and I haven't spoke about it with my boyfriend properly since. I just left his house crying and I've been picking up his call and I haven't been picking up his calls. Don't blame him that his mama is weird.
Yeah.
But I get the part. She's feeling violated. She just wants to be alone right now. A small part of me feels ashamed because technically it is her house, but another part of me feels like it is so violating and disgusting. It is. When you set up cameras that, you know, people don't know about and you have your adult child there.
Well, and you were setting them up for that reason. Like, it's not that you're just setting it up in case somebody breaks in and steals something. Like, you're setting it up to spy on them.
I guarantee you that camera's new, though.
It is 100%.
Because they unplugged the other one, so she went and got another camera. And then I gave them the false sense that they wouldn't be recorded while watching a TV.
It's 100% she knows what she's setting it up for. In this experience, like you unplugged the other one, so now she can't see. And now she set up another one so that she can continue to watch you guys while you think that you're alone, which that's creepy as fuck. Like, it's just creepy 100%. There's no real, like, I would get it if it was a teen, but even still, like, you don't spy, you make it inconvenient. You don't, like, everybody should feel somewhat private when they're inside of a house. Like, you shouldn't feel like somebody's watching your every move.
Yeah.
It's super creepy. The mom's a fucking psychopath.
Weird. I haven't told anyone else and I don't know what to do. Am I overreacting for saying I don't want to step foot in that house again? It's even making me uncomfortable being with my boyfriend. I don't know why.
Yeah, don't hang out there anymore.
I guess she feels weird with the boyfriend because she's like, well, how far did the apple fall from the tree?
I wouldn't go like that. Like some parents are just fucking weird.
Weirdos.
And it's one of those things where there's rightful ways to go about like making sure your kid's safe, and then there's wrong ways. And this mom is just a fucking psychopath. But like your boyfriend, if you get married or anything, you then get this as a mother-in-law. So you do need to take that into account. But outside of that, like your boyfriend's just your boyfriend. You hang out at your house or go to the movies, like just don't go back to the house, because that is a fucking psycho place to live. And yes, you might end up as a lampshade or something.
I feel like, yeah, your chances of getting murdered dramatically increase when you're inside of that house with that mom.
Yes. Don't touch my boy. I'm only allowed to touch him there.
Right. That's why I was going to make that joke. She's just like, that should be me laying next to my. Some fucking people are just weird. And if you are in a situation like that, you do have a higher chance of getting murdered. You don't have a higher chance of getting murdered checking out our Patreon, though. So, guys, please check that out. Thank you for hanging out with us while we read weird stories and make weird jokes. I don't know why you guys do it, but we do thank you for that. And we love you so much. And we will see you next time.
Later.